Carol, we've been asked on a couple of occasions about how do I expedite my case and getting it to hearing or getting an adjudication on it. A lot of people just, think they are going to be unable to appear in front of an administrative law judge and give testimony. They get all tight about that. So, why don't you, throw some pointers here about what kind of things people should do and then maybe avoid doing in getting their case moved along in the system.
Well, one of the things that you and I now tell all of our clients is not to agree to a video hearing.
Right.
And the reason for that is that it's so much easier to turn somebody down that you don't see in person. There's scientific tests that actually document that very thing. And that's been our experience, right? I mean, you and I both, if it's a video hearing, the chances completely go up.
Yeah, the thing is you end up appearing in front of a judge that doesn't know you or your reputation.
Exactly, good point.
And, when I like to go in front of a judge that I know, I like to at least feel comfortable in the presumption that I'm not bringing the judge a bad case, and that's kind of what, how our cases are looked at here. We will take some tough cases, but, we don't bring in cases that, don't deserve to be tried or heard.
Right, and so our reputation cannot be sort of transmitted through the TV to Falls Church or wherever the video judge is coming from.
Right, and especially when you have psychiatric issue or pain issue cases, is the judge on the television screen can't see that their client is in pain. They can't, absorb the interactions as they would with somebody who's depressed, or you have somebody with schizoaffective behavior. So that's very difficult for a judge. As a matter of fact, on a case that I tried recently, the last case I tried on video was actually a while back, but my client had a cane, and normally the judge who's sitting across the table, probably at the distance that this video is being shot, would have seen the cane, seen the top of the cane was well worn. But in order to preserve the record, I had to have my client hold up the cane and show the cane to the judge in the video camera, so it was well worn, and then testify. He didn't just pop over to Goodwill and pick up the nastiest one he could find. So,
yeah.
So that's one of the reasons I don't like to go video. Now, a lot of clients, a couple of things that I tell my clients is, look, they'll ask, what about getting a congressman involved? What about my senator? And it's like, we've had people from the Social Security Administration tell us, look, you don't want to do that, and because instead of your case going from point A to point B, it actually goes from A to point B to point C to point B, okay? So it
takes longer.
And it takes it out of the flow of things, okay? So it puts it in a different flow. The other thing that happens is if you do it after the reconsideration stage and at the ALJ stage, by the time it gets to an administrative law judge's desk, he has his flow of cases, information that he is working on or she is working on to try to get people adjudicated. Then all of a sudden, that judge has to drop everything they're doing, and they have 10 days to reply to a congressional inquiry. And you don't want to be that client whose name that judge remembers as being the one that caused him to get out of his flow or her to get out of the flow and deal with your case. Why? Because you're so special. No. Everybody out there is that way, unless it's a dire need case. You're not going to get that kind of special attention. I mean, even the definition of homeless is no longer homeless; it's destitute homeless. So just because you're behind on your mortgage or you're losing your home, that no longer qualifies you for immediate attention. And the one thing you shouldn't be doing is contacting your congressman or U.S. senator saying, "Look, I want my case heard." That's awful. The other thing is when given the opportunity to have a video hearing in January or a live hearing in June, I would absolutely go with a live hearing in June because advancing, that's as a general rule.
There are exceptions.
You get judges who you may draw here at the home court that have a 20% or less approval rating, and there are judges on video that will give you a better shot than that. So, but if I had my druthers, all things considered, I would not go video to expedite my hearing in the case, because all that's going to do is expedite an unfavorable decision, in my opinion. So
I agree with you.
Stay away from it.
No, I agree with you completely. That's been my experience as well. So that's one thing that you can't make it go faster and make it better. What I was thinking when you mentioned the senator or the congressman, you don't know the very day when that letter hits the ALJ's desk really what state your case is in. You don't know if it's been what they call exhibited, which means that they put it together so that they can understand it. There's all kinds of information in there. And so you may actually be hurting your case even though we know how difficult it is to wait and how difficult this situation is for you. That you want to speak out and you want to get to your representative, which is your right in this country, but it may not be the best choice for you.
Right. Well, you know, the only advice I have to my own clients is keep it live and keep it real. Thanks.
Thanks.